Welcome to The Explainer. I am so excited to dive into today's topic, mostly because it tackles a massive, honestly glaring blind spot for so many businesses right now. We're pulling some brilliant insights from a piece by HOVSOL Technologies, and we're looking at a very modern problem. Okay, here's the setup. Say your website is ranking at the top of Google. It looks absolutely fantastic. You've done all the hard SEO work. But none of that actually means you're ready to be cited by AI. Search is fundamentally changing, and today we're going to audit if your site is genuinely ready for the AI era.
So let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. When a highly qualified buyer hops onto ChatGPT and asks how to choose a CRM, or maybe they ask Perplexity to summarize the best AI automation platforms, what do they get? Right? They don't just get a list of 10 blue links anymore. They get a fully synthesized response. The AI pulls from sources it trusts, it reads them, and it generates a complete answer. So the ultimate question for you is this. Are you actually appearing in those synthesized responses? Are you getting cited?
Well, this brings us to a huge myth, and it's where a lot of marketing teams are kind of getting it wrong. There's this massive misconception right now that AI readiness just means using AI to quickly pump out thousands of blog posts and website pages. But honestly, that's a production efficiency story. It is not a visibility story. The reality, as HOVSOL Technologies rightly points out, is that being findable by AI is fundamentally about structure. It's about structuring your website so it's technically visible and citable by these systems.
Okay, here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The visibility illusion. 2. Defining true AI readiness. 3. The 8-pillar audit. 4. Structuring AI-friendly content. And 5. Measuring your AI success.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1. The visibility illusion. Volume does not equal visibility.
50. Now, there's a really fascinating kind of cautionary tale behind this number. The team at HOVSOL actually worked with an agency that proudly published 50 AI-assisted blog posts in a single quarter. I mean, the grammar was flawless. The content sounded totally fine. But here was the catch. They had absolutely zero meaningful schema markup, no internal links pointing back to their core service pages, and no author bios whatsoever. So from an AI's perspective, it didn't even function as a coherent website. It was just this isolated floating island of text. The crucial takeaway here is that just publishing more pages without strategic structure is absolutely not an AI strategy. It's really just incoherent noise with better grammar.
Moving right along to Section 2, defining true AI readiness beyond traditional SEO.
You know, traditional SEO really just asks one simple thing. Can this page rank? But AI readiness? It asks these 5 way harder questions. 1. Can the system actually access the page? 2. Can it understand what it's even about? 3. Can it find the useful answer quickly? 4. Does it trust the source? And 5. Can it connect this page to the rest of your brand? Now here's the secret sauce. After analyzing over 400 prompt responses, a super clear pattern emerged. The pages that actually get cited as sources by AI tools always answer these 5 questions perfectly. The AI literally needs to easily extract your content, confidently understand it, and definitively trust it.
Okay. Section 3. This is where we get into the meat of things. The 8-pillar audit, the technical breakdown.
Let's break down the first 4 structural pillars. It all starts with technical accessibility. Look, if you block crawlers, or maybe you hide your pricing inside a PDF or a fancy image, to an AI, that information simply does not exist. Period. Then we have indexability. Keep in mind, these models are designed to save computational power. So if your site is super messy or packed with duplicate pages, the AI is just going to skip you and head straight to your competitor. Next up is structured content. You've got to avoid the dreaded blob body field. That's when all your text, FAQs, and pricing are just mashed into one giant, unreadable block in your CMS. You need clear headers. You need structured fields. And rounding out this first group is internal linking. If you're using vague anchor text like click here, or you fail to connect your blogs to your actual services, you're leaving the AI looking at disconnected pages with zero clear story.
Let's look at Pillar 5, schema markup. Think of this as the code that explicitly tells AI what your content actually means, not just what it says. So is a name on a page just a random string of text, or is it an explicitly labeled person with a job title and an organization? But here is an absolutely vital takeaway for you. Schema is a confirmation layer. It is not a rescue layer. If your page has super thin, vague content, just slapping a service schema on it won't magically make the AI understand you or cite you. You've got to be crystal clear on the page first.
Pillar 6 is entity clarity. See, AI systems don't just match keywords anymore. They look for entities. real-world things. And honestly, this next example brilliantly illustrates why this matters. Let's look at local businesses. Imagine you're a healthcare provider based in Phoenix, Maryland. If you don't clearly define your entities and link them to authoritative geographic sources using schema, an AI might completely confuse you with Phoenix, Arizona, right? Vague language creates entity confusion. Specific linked data builds entity clarity.
The final two pillars are authority and trust and content freshness. AI systems need absolute confidence to cite you. They are actively hunting for expert author bios with real credentials, original data, verified case studies, and backlinks. Backlinks are essentially just digital endorsements. They prove to the AI that other entities actually vouch for you. And for our final pillar, content freshness. Look, if you have severely outdated service descriptions or legacy team pages, you are creating massive credibility conflicts for the AI. You have to keep it current.
All right, Section 4, Structuring AI-Friendly Content. Show, don't tell.
I absolutely love this analogy from our source. It says, think of your content like a transcript. Seriously, if you have interruptive pop-ups everywhere, endless modal windows, and these disjointed scrolling carousels, you are severely polluting what the AI system sees. Even if a human viewer clicks close on a pop-up, that text often remains right there in the code. If your page is a messy, totally disjointed experience to read aloud, an AI system is going to severely struggle to parse it and extract any value.
So how exactly do we format for an AI? Well, large language models have some very specific preferences. Mainly, they heavily prioritize information that appears early. So always lead with the answer near the top. If your main point is buried down in paragraph 9, there's no way it's getting cited. You also want to keep paragraphs short. Think one idea per paragraph. Furthermore, AI summarizers absolutely love structured formats. Bullet points, comparison tables, FAQs, they are just so easy to lift cleanly. And lastly, make sure you use explicit semantic cues. Things like, in summary, or step 1. These act like giant glowing signposts telling the AI exactly what kind of information it's about to read.
And this right here perfectly illustrates everything we've just been talking about. Take a look at this weak version. Our AI solutions help businesses transform with future-ready innovation. We've all seen marketing fluff exactly like this, right? What is the actual service? Who is it for? The AI has literally nothing concrete to extract from that. Now look at the strong version. Our AI Readiness Audit helps marketing teams determine whether their website can be found, understood, and cited. Boom! It specifically defines the exact service, the exact target audience, and the exact process. Be specific. Be concrete.
Finally, Section 5, Measuring your AI Success, Tracking the Numbers.
So how do we know if it's working? Here are the exact KPIs you should be tracking. First up, AI citation share. Build a list of maybe 30 to 50 questions your buyers are asking, and test them every single month across ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and Google AI overviews, just to log who is actually getting cited. Next, look at brand mention accuracy. When the AI does finally mention you, is the description actually correct? You also need to track schema coverage to see what percentage of your priority pages actually have validated code. And finally, wrap it up by measuring query coverage. Do you actually have citation-ready pages that map to those specific buyer questions?
I want to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought. Your buyers are not waiting. They're already going to these AI platforms. They are already getting synthesized answers that are absolutely shaping their purchasing decisions. So, do those answers mention you, or are they citing your competitor simply because their website was just a little easier for the AI to read? The companies winning AI citations right now aren't using some miracle hack. They literally just have clearer, better structured, and more trustworthy websites. Start with your top 10 pages, run the prompts, and see exactly where you stand. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy auditing!